This is a question from Max. What if a single storm lasted 1,000 years? Let's imagine a storm so persistent it never ends, raging across continents, oceans, and skies for a millennium.
First, consider the wind. Even a moderate storm produces winds of 50 to 100 kilometers per hour. Now imagine those winds never stopping.
Buildings, trees, and infrastructure would need to withstand constant, relentless pressure. Cities, as we know them, would be impossible. Humans would have to live underground in heavily fortified shelters or move to calmer regions. Rain would never cease. Over 1,000 years, every river would flood repeatedly. Valleys would become lakes, and coastlines would reshape continuously.
Agriculture would collapse, soil would wash away, and even freshwater systems could be overwhelmed by constant runoff and sediment.
The oceans would be in turmoil. Waves hundreds of meters high could batter coastlines indefinitely.
Tsunamis and storm surges would become normal weather patterns. Coral reefs, already sensitive, would erode entirely, and marine life would adapt or vanish.
The sky itself would change. Cloud cover would be nearly permanent. Sunlight would filter through thick gray clouds, creating a dim, twilight-like world everywhere. Photosynthesis would slow, leading to widespread plant stress and collapse of many ecosystems.
Lightning and thunder would never stop. Electrical storms every hour, every day, every year. Atmospheric chemistry would shift. Ozone layers could degrade faster, and wildfires triggered by lightning might rage constantly in rare, dry regions, adding ash to already dense air.
Life would evolve differently. Only the hardiest species could survive endless rain, flooding, and wind.
Animals would become nocturnal, aquatic, or subterranean. Plants would favor fast growth, deep roots, and wind resistance. Biodiversity might plummet, with only a few highly adaptable species dominating.
Humans, if they survived, would live entirely differently. Architecture would prioritize aerodynamics, flood resistance, and energy efficiency.
Transportation might rely on underground tunnels or airships designed for constant turbulence. Cultural and societal structures would focus on survival, not expansion or leisure. Geology itself would change. Erosion would accelerate dramatically. Mountains would flatten, valleys would fill, and coastlines would shift continuously. Sediment layers would build up in rivers and deltas, leaving behind geological records unlike anything in Earth's history. Climate patterns would stabilize strangely. Ocean currents might change under constant wind and rain, affecting temperatures globally. Deserts would shrink. Polar ice might melt faster in some areas due to thermal exchange from constant cloud cover, and new microclimates would emerge in previously uninhabitable zones. Culturally and psychologically, humans would adapt to endless storms. Legends, myths, and religions might revolve around survival, rain gods, and the eternal tempest. Art and literature could emphasize endurance, resilience, and the beauty in constant chaos. After 1,000 years, what would Earth look like? A world reshaped by wind and water, where only the most adaptable life forms persist. Forests and deserts, as we know them, might vanish, replaced by swamp-like plains, storm-sculpted cliffs, and cities hidden beneath protective domes. A 1,000-year storm wouldn't just be weather. It would be the force that defines the entire planet. Life, geography, and culture would all be rewritten by relentless wind, rain, and lightning. Next time you see a storm, imagine it never stopping. The world would become a place of endurance, adaptation, and survival.
a planet forever in motion, sculpted by a storm that lasts a millennium.